Hello, everybody. Welcome to My Tiny Little House, episode number 31. It feels a little off to me because I just recorded the Patreon exclusive episode. By the way, yes, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/My Tiny Little House, $5 a month, and you get a bunch of freaking bonus content, bonus podcast content and whatnot, to be a little more precise, a little more specific. I'm actually very excited about an episode that I just posted, which is an exclusive episode. Sorry that the beginning of this episode feels like an ad. I just feel like I need to plug this, the Patreon a little bit. You know, it's part of my job, baby. I'm just doing my job. You can't shoot the messenger. He's just doing his job. Anyways, I got a new favorite pair of pants. I'm a big corduroy pants. Is that what this is called? This fabric, this material, kind of like the with like the almost like those ruffles, like the wiggly potato chips. That's kind of the vibe of these pants. I got a new favorite pair of pants. However, I showed this off on the Patreon, by the way. The zipper on it is broken. It zips up, but it doesn't like close on the way up. So technically, my fly is always technically not down, but always open with these pants. But hey, you know what? Why are you looking down there? Why are you looking down? What are you looking for? What are you looking for down there? What do you want? What do you need from me? Why are you looking down there? You have no business looking down there. I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. I almost forgot that I was supposed to record this podcast today. I am right now very much entrenched. Is that a good word? That'll be our word of the day. We're still going to do Merriam-Webster's word of the day, of course. But entrenched is my word of the day. If I'm using that word correctly, then it is my word of the day. I'm very entrenched right now in a I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. I took some footage yesterday at the park when I was making the Patreon exclusive podcast. And with the footage, I was like, oh, you know what? Like, this is just I did like a really beautiful, like, aesthetic shots because like it's fall. It's actually, as of right now, it is officially fall. We've hit the fall equinox. Is that what it's called? Fall equinox, right? That's it. Yeah. We're officially in fall, and, where I live, it's very beautiful this time of year. And I said, you know what? Let me take some nice scenic footage of the park that I was recording at. And then I was like, this looks really nice, but why don't I learn how to color correct it? So I've been trying to learn how to like color correct footage, make it look a little bit better. I've been spending pretty much all day. I mean, I color corrected the footage for the episode that went out yesterday, patreon.com/mytinylittlhouse, $5 a month. I color corrected that footage, and then I was like, oh, what else can I do with this? I was almost like, oh, wow, this footage that, like, again, it's just, the cinematography is awful. It doesn't look great. But, you know, I was just like, you know, like, maybe this is a good lesson. Just some footage to play around with a little bit. Learn some new styles. Add some new things to it. Right now, actually, as of me recording this episode, on my computer, I have DaVinci Resolve pulled up. And is it recording off the right microphone? Yes, it is. Okay, sorry. I have DaVinci Resolve pulled up on my computer right now, and I am currently learning how to put film grain, like a more realistic film grain, onto the footage. And I'm trying to tweak the settings a little bit so it looks good and not like that, like fake. I almost call it like canned film grain in a way, where it's like, oh yeah, like it looks like film grain, but it looks like you're putting a filter on something, which technically speaking, I am. I would love to just get an old camera and film stuff on an old camera, but it's a whole process, digitizing the footage, doing all this other stuff. It's a whole process and whatnot. And also, like, I don't really have the money to shell out for a new camera right now, or like at least a second camera. I already spent all my dang money on this camera that I use for like literally everything, that apparently it's illegal to use in public or something like that. I don't know. I haven't had a good run of luck with filming stuff or bringing this camera in public. In fact, somebody asked me when I was recording like the scenic shots yesterday. I didn't mention this on the podcast episode. I'm mentioning it now. I'm mentioning it now publicly on the free version of the podcast on YouTube and Spotify. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's where you're watching this right now. In case you didn't know, one or the other, or you're watching this on the Patreon. But oh, my shirt's tight. It's too tight. I'm a little sweaty in here, guys. It might be fall, but it's still like 80 degrees outside. I'm not a fan of this weather. I don't like it. But what was I saying? As I was saying, somebody was like, I had somebody like shouted, not like shouted at me, but they were like, you better not be recording me. And I'm like, I'm very obviously not pointing my camera at you. I'm very obviously filming these trees. What do you think? You're a tree? Do you think you're a beautiful tree in the fall? No, you're not. You're some creep at a park. Well, I'm the creep at the park, but like, you're some freak at a park yelling at a kind man, a kind young man like myself, who's just trying to go around and film some scenic fall footage so that he can go home and experiment with it. Do little experiments on my footage. Do little things, tweaking the settings, make it look pretty for you guys. Yeah, that's what I've been up to. On top of the fact that I've also been working on the Halloween programming for the Twitch streams. That's right. I'm going through, I'm finding old commercials. I'm, stitching them in with like the BRB screen, the starting soon screen, all this other stuff. I'm working real hard on it, guys. That's where my mind has been at as a creative type lately. Man, my throat's kind of hurting. Maybe I need me a little cough drop action, I think. Maybe if I take a little pee-pee break halfway through the episode, I'll do a little bit of cough drop action. I've been thinking about recording like original stuff for the, like, if I can learn how to like color correct the footage properly and also apply like a cool film grain, make it look stylistically interesting. I've been thinking about doing my own like original stuff during the BRB screen, just some funny silly little things to put in there. Maybe like some fake advertisements, an advertisement for candy corn perhaps, which I was in a conversation with somebody recently about, not that this is particularly interesting, but about candy corn. And man, I'm not gonna lie, dude. That's one of those things that, like, growing up, I feel like everybody was everybody like hated candy corn growing up. I loved it. I loved it as a kid. But I gotta say, as an adult, after I had like more than 3 pieces, I'm like, this shit's kind of ass. I'm like, damn, dude, this shit's kind of bad. Damn. How the mighty fall. How the liberals took freaking candy corn away from us, guys. Can you believe it? Woke took freaking candy corn from us, guys. White guy in a podcast making woke jokes. That's so good, guys. I know. I'm like the best. I'm the best podcaster in the entire fucking world. Yeah. Sue me. But also those, we were talking about those little candy corn pumpkins and how, like, again, those are just, you're overdoing it. It's not that good. Especially the older you get, you have like 2 or 3 of them and you're like, wow, these are ass. You remember them so fondly as a kid. You know, like, I don't know, maybe I'm an old man yelling at clouds right now, guys. I really am. I'm not going to lie though. Like I said, I almost forgot to record this podcast. I was editing, I was like tweaking the settings on this thing that I'm working on. And then I was like, there's something I'm forgetting to do today. Like, clearly there's something that I'm supposed to be doing today that, like, you know, there's not necessarily like a deadline for it, but I have like a consistent schedule. And I was like, no, but today's Monday. And then I look at the calendar and I'm like, oh shit, today's Tuesday. And I'm supposed to be doing the freaking podcast. And I'm doing it a lot later. This always happens, man. See, last week I wasn't prepared, you know, and like, I guarantee you, because I was so unprepared, I almost put out a message being like, yeah, guys, no podcast episode this week. I'm going to be working really hard on this stuff, trying to make content and, get new stuff out there. Really, really go into October with like a strong, what's the word I'm looking for? Start October off on like a good note. And really just persevere and push through and make some damn good streams, some damn good videos, some damn good podcast episodes. But then I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to sit down in my corner of the room. Oh, I put up these. Well, I always have these up. I don't think I've ever turned them on for the podcast. Do you guys like the little mushroom lights? The little mushrooms. I thought those would be kind of nice to add to the set here. I thought that'd be kind of cool. Like a little mushroom light action. So those are kind of new. Well, they're not new. I've had these since like November of last year. And I just now, like, I barely ever turn them on. I barely even ever use them. But now we got them up. Maybe this will become a more consistent thing. Maybe I'll just have like the lights up. Maybe, you know what would be kind of cool? Since I've been so interested in stylistic differences and whatnot, what if I turn off one of the lights? Oh, that was wrong. Is this better? Is this better? I feel like this is a little bit better. Maybe I'm not so like, it's not so much pressure on me to have so much light beating down on me. The light's beating off on me. I don't like it. I don't like the light it's beating off on me. I don't like when the light beats off on me. Anyways, I think this is better. We got like the one light over there, a little bit of natural lighting coming from my window, and then we got the mushroom lights. I think this is cool. This is like a nice little, nice little vibe here. Anyways. Yeah. Also, Dropbox, one of the worst fucking services ever. That, like, unfortunately, I feel like does anybody have an alternative to Dropbox? Is Google Drive better? Should I just use that instead? Because Dropbox held my fucking laptop hostage. I was trying to, like, I sat down, I was so ready to record this podcast episode, like, on a last minute, on a whim. And then fucking this, like, white blob appears on my screen of my laptop. And I'm like, oh, this thing won't go away. I can't activate, Audacity. I can't turn on, I can't open up my notes app. I can't do anything. I'm held hostage by this white blob. And then eventually Dropbox pops up on screen. And it's like, your Dropbox is full. Now give us your credit card information or else we will fucking kill you or some shit like that. Dropbox, hire me to do your advertising. I can make some pretty good stuff. Yeah, and I was like, man, why do I still use this fucking service? Anybody who has a better, is Google Drive better? I feel like there's a reason I don't use Google Drive. Should I just be using that instead? Is there like a file size limit? Because I use Dropbox to transfer footage from my phone if I film anything on my phone, and then also that's where I put the MP3 file for the podcast audio that I'm recording to this little microphone right here. What else? You know what? That's my little Dropbox rant. It held me hostage. It didn't let me do anything. I was really upset. I was like, man, what the fuck? And like, there was no way to X out of it. It was either like, start deleting files, which it forced me to do, or give us your credit card information and pay like $1 bajillion a month for 5 gigabytes or some bullshit. Man, why has everything got to be a subscription service? I'm going to be so honest with you guys. I am so I think everybody's kind of over the subscription service model. I think we're all like a little bit sick and tired of it. I got to be honest though. One of the last things that isn't like a paid subscription is DaVinci Resolve, the thing that I use to edit my videos together. This very podcast that you are watching right now, edited on DaVinci Resolve, but I use the free version. And like every now and then, like there's like a feature that I want to use, and I'm like, oh, that would be fun. That would add to like add to the aesthetic of the video. And it's like, well, paywall. It's like $300, which granted, I feel like that's kind of like a lower, for like a one-time thing. It's not a subscription. It's not like the Adobe Premiere thing where it's like you have to pay X amount of money per year or per month or whatever. I just hate subscription services. I think it's great nowadays that like we're kind of, at least there's one thing that is still like, just pay up front. You have it for the rest of your life. In fact, that kind of makes me wonder though, like, did the people who like paid before the subscription service model came out, right? Which is like the new thing. Everybody has like, it's all a subscription service now. Before that model like rolled out on everything, did the people who like paid the one-time thing, like for like the license, did they get like grandfathered in, or did they have to start paying the monthly or yearly subscription? I really want to know, because like that to me, I'd be pissed off, man. I'm surprised we haven't like burned down the Adobe offices or some shit like that, or like, I don't know, pulled like a January 6th on Adobe or some shit, or whatever, like other Microsoft as well. I mean, granted, if I talk that into existence, it probably will happen. Anyways, guys, it is time for the Merriam-Webster Dictionary word of the day. What do we got? We have nonpareil. Nonpareil. One more time. Nonpareil. Nonpareil describes that which has no equal describes that which has no equal because it is better than any other. So, okay, that's a weird way of wording it. Okay. The example is, to this day, the band's debut album is still considered nonpareil. Oh, so it's like, I see what it is. It's like the, saying something is the epitome. Okay. Raising the bar for every rock group to follow. Interesting. I like that, actually. Nonpareil. I've actually never, nonpareil. Wonder what the root of so non, obviously that means like not. Parel. What is non-parel? That's an interesting word. You know what, that one's gonna go in the vocabulary. I'm locking that one in. I'm keeping that one. You're coming with me, pal. Non-parel, you're coming with me, pal. I like that word. That's a good word. How am I gonna work that into the episode? Who knows? We'll find out. Non-parel. Anyways. Speaking of stylistic changes, I have been considering changing the style of this podcast. I've been thinking about it recently, and I haven't been living by my own motto, which is like, I mean, not really motto, but like this belief that I have that it's like, make what you can with what you have. You know, you don't have to have this big studio, which you can dream about it one day, having a big studio to make stuff. But like, you don't have to have this big studio to start making stuff. Make do with what you have and make the best out of what you have. And I've been thinking to myself, I'm like, man, my tiny little house has like so much potential to be something more than it is. And I've been kind of engaging with like, I've been kind of getting back into like older art and stuff like that I liked when I was a little bit younger. By a little bit younger, I mean around the ages of like 19 and 20, before like when I knew that I wanted to get back into content creation, but like didn't really know how to like, I was just like maybe a little nervous, I guess anxiety is a good way to describe it. It was like, I felt like I was like, oh, well, I don't have much, but like, honestly, man, if you have like a phone, you can start making stuff. I believe in it. You can just, if you got a phone, you can start making stuff. And then from there you grow, you make better, you know, you got to get that, you got to turn the tap on, get all the rusty shit water out. And then eventually you got clean drinking water that you're going to lap it up out of your hand like that. That is kind of the best way to describe it. But actually the reason why I was going through, you know, as I was editing this footage to make it look cool, and I don't know if I'm ever going to put it out. I don't know if it's ever going to become anything. Maybe it'll become like an intro for the podcast. I have no idea. Patrons, you know what I'm talking about. Also, people in the Discord server know what I'm talking about because I linked the video of just these beautiful trees, just this lovely aesthetic. Maybe it'll become the podcast intro. Who knows? I'd have to change the music though, because I use the Trailer Park Boys music. But as I was like, who did I really like? What were like some internet creators that like, I don't know, like really inspired me beyond like just comedic inspirations and whatnot, but like stylistic inspirations. And then I was like, man, oh man, that Jack Stauber, where is that guy these days? And I was like, man, I really like, I used to like watch everything that he put out. And I found out recently that like, I was like, again, like I haven't heard of this guy or heard from this guy in so long, or like he hasn't, not that I know him personally, but like he hasn't put out anything in such a long time. So I was scouring the internet. I'm like trying to figure out, like, I'm like, where's he at? His stuff was non-parallel to the rest of like that kind of style. If you don't know who Jack Stauber is, go look him up. He's a great creator, animator, musician, all around, just makes really good stuff. Totally go give him a look. But I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, I kind of want to change the style of this podcast a little bit. I like what we do here. I just feel like maybe this podcast has the potential to be something a little bit more transformative in nature. Maybe a little bit more like, I don't know, maybe I'll put my skills to use and put some film grain on this. Maybe I'll get a whole new camera. I was thinking about getting a cheaper microphone, but also granted, if you're doing a podcast, you want to have like a good microphone. I feel like the like barrier of like people wanting to listen to a shitty microphone is like for no longer than 5 minutes. You know what I mean? I feel like nobody's going to want to tune into a podcast that has like a bad microphone for like a stylistically bad microphone for any more than like, honestly, 10 minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Nobody's going to want to tune in for an hour of that. Nobody's going to be driving in their car and it sounds like they're on like a phone call with like a phone from the 80s or something like that. Nobody's going to want to listen to that. Nobody's going to engage with that. Or maybe they will. Maybe I'll completely revolutionize the world of podcasting by doing the first ever lo-fi podcast. That probably exists, actually. I guarantee you out there. You know what? That's also another thing that stops me is I'll come up with an idea for something, and I'll be like, that's a really good idea. But then I'm like, it probably already exists. Why bother? I actually want to look that up. Lo-fi podcast. Does somebody out there like, and hold on. I want to see if somebody has a lo-fi podcast out there. Let's shout them out. Unless they're like a bad person. That'd be kind of crazy. Let me see. Lo-fi podcast. Does anybody have a lo-fi podcast? No, not chill beats to study to. I'm not seeing it. We have the Lo-Fi podcast, which is more about making music. It's not like an actual podcast that's made using low fidelity equipment. It seems to me like, okay. Mayhaps we have an idea on our hands here. Maybe we can make the first ever lo-fi podcast, which could be kind of fun. Could be kind of cool. Maybe I'll actually like bite the bullet and buy like a Sony Handycam to actually record the footage on. And I don't know how I would do the audio though. Like how do you do like low quality audio? What would be would you guys even want that though? I feel like you guys would be rioting. You guys would actually perform a January 6th on my house, which please, I actually probably shouldn't joke about that. Please don't ever do that. That would really scare me a lot. So don't do it ever or I'll cry. Anyways, that being said, what else? I had something. I was going to transition to another topic, man. What the fuck? Man, this podcast is going to be non-parallel to the other podcasts because it's just going to be just another white boy sitting on his floor talking with his crotch spread wide open. I actually specifically tried to adjust the camera to not have my crotch, and to kind of be like from like the top up. But this is just all crotch. This is the crotch cast now, guys. Podcast where you get to look at my balls through my pants. My brand new pants. My balls through my pants. My brand new pants. That's a little song right there. There you go. Jack Stauber, animate that one together. Make a little video out of that. I would love to see it. Make a little video about seeing people's balls through their pants. Which, that brings me, actually, okay, I remember the original point that I wanted to make. And that was that, when I was like going back and like researching, Jack Stauber and other people in that kind of realm, so to speak, I found out that, I was like, wow, Jack Stauber has not posted to his main channel in like, 4 years or something. And he apparently switched over to just doing stuff on Patreon. Oh, puppy's she's coming in for sniffs. What is it, puppy? Do you want to be on the podcast? Come here. Wait, come here. She's inspecting the camera right now. She's behind the camera. She's our camera puppy. She's our camera operator for the episode. Okay. But for lack of a better word, I guess, Jack Stauber has kind of disappeared from the internet. He hasn't posted on Patreon apparently since like earlier this year. And I kind of started to read some comments of people speculating like where he is, what he's doing, how he's doing, which it's like, okay, that's one thing. But then you get these people that get mad. You get these people that get mad when a creative type disappears. And I kind of can't stand that. I kind of can't stand the whole, like, it's like they don't owe you anything. And also on top of that, it's like a lot of it is very like entitled wording. When I was reading a lot of the comments, I was like, man, these people are very like, they feel entitled to what am I trying to say? They feel entitled because they've been a fan for so long. And I'm like, man, that just ain't it. That just ain't it. And it's almost made me like wonder, like, what is my disappearance from the internet going to look like when inevitably one day I'm going to stop, whether it's I die of old age, or I just decide, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. Maybe I get super rich and famous off of doing this. And I'm like, man, I was like, man, I'm just going to disappear, or I'm going to do a big grand ceremony live on stream where it's my last internet appearance ever. There's always going to be those people that like feel kind of entitled to it. They're like, I've been a fan for so long. And, I don't know, like, do you guys feel like artists and like content creators and, whatever, like creative types, that you become a fan of, do you feel like they owe you closure on stuff? And I feel like a lot of people make the argument of like, well, if they're running a Patreon or they're making money off of it, then yes, because they're taking my money. But then also the other side of that is, well, manage your finances better and unsubscribe from the Patreon. It's not that hard. Just do that. Like, nobody's forcing you to stay subscribed to anything. But if you'd like to subscribe to my Patreon, patreon.com/mytinylittle house, of course. But like, I read a lot of those comments, and it kind of frightened me a little bit. Kind of scared me, if I'm being honest. I was like, really? Like, this is the, not the vibe, but well, definitely not the vibe, but like this is the reaction that some people have. Some people, where it's like, man, I've been a fan for so long. We supported you. Excuse me, I'm burping. And it's made me wonder, like, what is it like, man? Is there really that level of entitlement from some fans where it's like, as much as I'd like some creative types to like return to making stuff again, people who've kind of gone dark. Joji is another example of an artist who, granted, I haven't really liked their recent music, but like, good example of another artist recently that has like kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. And people like, I'll like some, not that I go on Reddit particularly often, but like, I'll check the subreddit every once in a while to be like, oh, is there any new news? Is he coming out with anything new? Has anybody spotted him in public and taken an unsolicited photo, without his permission? Not that I condone doing that. Please don't do that. That was a joke. I check it every once in a while. And then every now and then there's a post that's like, man, fuck him. If he fucking gave a shit about us, he'd give us the closure and say, oh, I'm done making music. But no, instead he just goes dark. Like, what? What are you like, dude? He doesn't owe you any. You don't know him. You don't know any of these people. You're a stranger to them, and they should honestly be kind of a stranger to you. It's really weird to me. I think personally, though, my own relationship with creating stuff and whatnot, and just being on the internet in general, is like, I'd probably make a post. I'd probably just say, hey guys, I'm not feeling it anymore, and just disappear and just be like, all right, I'm done. Although, like, I think if I were to do that, though, like, I toyed with the idea of like, I talked about this, I think my first year streaming, where like, I think around that year was when the whole trend of like, oh, haha, I'm retiring from streaming and YouTube, and then they keep doing it, was kind of like starting to become a thing. And I toyed with the idea of like, well, what would that look like for me? And I was like, well, I'm going to do a big grand finale stream or big grand finale video. But I think in doing that, it would only push me to want to do it more. Like I would do, like, it's almost like, I don't know, I'm trying to come up with an example. It's like, if I were to like, I think like seeing it all happen in front of me, I imagine if I were to like say, let's say right now, I made a post in my Discord server and like on Twitter, on Instagram, and I said, hey guys, I'm doing my final stream ever. Like I'm not going to be streaming anymore. This is going to be the last big shebang. It's going to be a subathon or something like that. I imagine that a lot of people would come in and support, and just, seeing all of that was what I think would like inspire me and make me want to do it more. You know what I mean? In the same way that if I were to just do like a big stream or announce a big stream and see, because I've had thoughts about like quitting streaming before. I've had thoughts about like throwing in the towel on all of this before. But every time I do, like every time that thought kind of just like goes, just kind of, grazes across my little brain, my feeble little brain. I'll always end up having like a really good stream, or I'll like come up with a really good video idea, and I'm like, well, fuck, I can't give up now. There's so many people that want to see my stuff. Or there's like, it's, there's so many people that like want to see me stream and watch my streams. Oh man, I can't give up now. So I feel like I'd be a little bit stuck. I feel like my best course of action would be like, I'm going to be 50 years old. Somehow my hair is going to be even more gray than it is now. And I think I'm just going to like kind of, just maybe, who knows? I don't know. Would people still be watching me if I'm 50 years old? There are 50-year-old streamers out there, but like, would people still watch me if I was 50 years old? Are people still going to be watching me when I'm 50 years old? Just an old bag of bones? Because according to the internet, once you're like 30, you're like unk status, apparently. I think about that. Like, what would leaving the internet look like? And would I have that dedicated of a fan base that like, if I just disappeared, I didn't make an announcement, I was just like, whoosh, vanished. Like, would I have people making like posts on social media being like, man, fuck Daniel for just not giving us any like not saying anything about it, blah, 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 or whatever. Like, would I get that? I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to get a freaking cough drop. My throat is scratchy. That's Scrath. No, not at all. Wow. Really putting that writing degree to use now, aren't I? Damn. Dang, Flabbit man. I'm really good. I'm really one of the best. I'm the best to ever do it, guys. I'm the best. I'm the best. We the best. I'm DJ Khaled. Where's he these days? Did he ghost the internet? Did he is he still doing his like we the best? Major key? Is that what he used to say? Like major key or something? I don't know. Man, I'm fucking old, man. Dude, I wonder if I were to like regurgitate a bunch of like old H3 memes from like 2016 to like a group of high schoolers nowadays, if they would just look at me funny. They'd be like, "Who the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about? Who do you think you are? What kind of freak are you? Who the fuck is DJ Khaled? Where's Mr. Beast?" I guess Mr. Beast is kind of irrelevant now too, though. Do the kids still like Mr. Beast? Anybody out there who like, if you have kids, if you work with kids, tell me, is Mr. Beast still like their guy? Is he still their holy messiah? When is he gonna be nailed to a cross? When are we gonna do that to him? Let's make it happen, guys. Let's crucify Mr. Beast. Let's crucify Mr. Beast. Let's make the internet back. Oh man, this really did get me thinking. This really did get me thinking. Man, oh man. I have to go get my cough drop. Hang on. And then I'm gonna hold on to that thought. As I was saying, sorry guys, I just chewed and swallowed an entire cough drop because nobody lets those things dissolve in their mouths, right? Like you're not sitting there sucking on a cough drop. No, you're chomping that thing up. You're getting that. Ooh, cough drop's coming back for revenge. You're chomping down that. You're getting that menthol. Is it menthol that they put in it? I don't know what they put in it, but that menthol. I'm gonna assume it's menthol. It's what it kind of tastes like to me. Get that menthol in your throat, makes you feel good, makes your throat feel nice and soothed, nice and good. Anyways, back to my original point. What I was talking about was, as I was kind of like, I mean, there's always been slop content on the internet. There's always been like, you know, I don't know. I feel like very fittingly, as I was gonna say like this whole point about how, as I was like watching old Jack Stauber stuff, getting inspiration and whatnot, I was like, man, you didn't have like, this is when like YouTube was all about this and that and like actually being creative. But then I remembered, I was like, oh no, you had like Logan Paul and like vloggers and like David Dobrik back then that were just doing the most like, again, just the most slop content. I'm not sitting here saying my content is like nonpareil to everything else, because it's not, it really isn't. But like, you know, at least I think I have an appreciative eye for good stuff. I was going to make this whole point of like, man, it's like, man, things were so much better back then. Man, we need to go back to the old days. We need to return with like the V in it. Apparently that's like a Nazi thing. I didn't know that. I mean, I kind of assumed, I guess I could assume based on like kind of the context there. It's really upsetting to me actually to find out that like the vaporwave movement was kind of taken over by like alt-right people. That's kind of sad to me to think about. I love vaporwave music. I was actually literally, there's a website that I use. If you ever want to know what I use for like background music on stream a lot of the times, there's a really cool website called Infinity Frequencies. I think that the actual like URL is plaza.one. And it's a cool little website. Go check that out. I found a lot of good music on there. I always just turn it on and there's always some good stuff playing. So if you're ever wondering like what music I play on stream or I'm using for like background music for something, usually it's something off of that website. It's a lot of like, a lot of indigestion. No, they don't play indigestion noises on Plaza.one. No, they play good music, but they originally started out as kind of like a vaporwave thing. And then they moved to like, they kind of started doing other genres. It's very much an internet music website, totally worth it. And it works like a live, like broadcasted radio. Go check it out. And also plaza.one, if you ever want to work with me, maybe we could set up some kind of a sponsorship deal. I'm advertising you for free right now. Maybe you can drop a couple bucks in my bank account. Whoever runs the website, I imagine it's multiple people, but whoever runs the website, cough up the dough. I'll keep promoting it. Give me a little bit of money. I actually, you know what? Maybe that's the new way to do it. Maybe I just need to start being like, I don't know, just start doing shit, start saying that, start promoting shit, and be like, well, I've been promoting you. Actually, don't. By the way, do not do that. Like, genuinely, do not do that. There are like, that's like a whole thing that like some artists do. Is some artists will like draw stuff for like a content creator, and then they'll be like, hey, since I put in all this work and I drew this, they weren't asked to do it. They were not commissioned to do it. They'll be like, I put in all this work, drop a couple bucks in my, and you should pay me for it because you wouldn't want me working for free, right? It's like you're the one who fucking did that on your own volition. So no, you don't get no money for you. It's really bad practice. If you're gonna draw something for somebody, and they didn't commission you to do it, do not expect anything other than maybe a repost or a congratulations or a thank you. I should say not a congratulations, but a thank you. Imagine that somebody draws beautiful art of me, and my response is congratulations. All right, moving on back to editing my freaking videos, and I completely ignore it. I'm gonna start doing that. I'm joking, of course. Although I did see somebody on Twitter recently. Oh man, if I could, I would totally like put this person's tweet up if I could find it again. It was an ad for like, I think it was like, oh my God, I want to say it was like Whataburger. It was like a burger place put out like an ad. I think that was like, I think it was AI generated or something like that. Or it mentioned something about like hiring an artist, and they were like, we didn't hire an artist to make this, blah, blah, blah. And then like, an artist responded with like an actually good advertisement for the burger place by just drawing that for free. I guarantee they got a job or something. I want to say it was Whataburger or something like that, which I don't think I've ever had Whataburger. I don't think there's ever been one even in my area. Is that even like a real thing? Those like smaller, like weirder fast food places. I didn't think Arby's existed until until I actually saw one in person. I was like, that's a made up place. What are other like fast food places that don't exist? I know Hardee's and Carl's Jr. exists. They're not in my area, but I've passed by one before on a road trip. What are like weird, obscure fast food? What are fast food places that don't exist? I want to know. Let me see. Fast food places that do not exist. What do we got? How about like smaller fast food chains? And I'm going to determine if they exist or not. What are some small fast food chains? We're not talking McDonald's. We're not talking like, and I feel like it only makes sense if it's, what the fuck is, oh no, I've been to Wayback Burger. I've been to Wayback Burger before, and it was bad, and I think the employees were laughing at me, but I don't really remember. What's a made up place? Let me see here. Jimmy John's, no, that exists. Bojangles, the fuck's a Bojangles? Church's Chicken. I feel like that's a made up one as well. I feel like it's a lot of like the mall food court places I just don't believe exist. Oh wow, this is a really interesting. I'm reading this thing that shows like, oh, these are all owned by like, oh wow, that's kind of crazy. A&W, that's a fucking root beer, dude. That's a very mid root beer at that. A&W is a fucking fast food place. Hell no, it's not. Hell no, it's not. Also, I'm looking at this like graph here, and they got Mr. Beast Burger on there. Dude, why is this guy gotta taint everything? Why is this guy gotta show me his taint all the time? I fucking hate it. Mr. Beast, put your freaking taint away. I heard somebody say recently that Jersey Mike's doesn't exist, and I'm like, that's fighting words right there, dude. Jersey Mike's, I used to eat that. Bro, I used to eat Jersey Mike's 3 days a week. Back when I was like 18, 19 years old, I used to eat Jersey Mike's 3 days a week. Fucking tell me that place doesn't exist. I was there. I was there on the front lines, but they're the best front lines. I was the front of the line ordering my sandwich because I'd cut everybody in line because I was just such a aggressive Jersey Mike's head. And I had to get my sandwich fix. I had to get my Jersey Mike's. I had to get my mics. I gotta get my mics. There we go. Dude, I should work in advertising. I really should. I really should work in advertising. What was the thing I came up with last week on last week's episode? Something about bats in a business bureau or spooky bats and other things. I forgot what it was. Somebody go back and watch that episode and comment on here what I came up with. I'm too fucking lazy. I'm not gonna go do it. Anyways, you know what I did find out recently though? So there's Sorry, we're kind of changing subjects here, but also I should work in advertising. I honestly, these companies, like I said, I should just talk my way into a job. I could sell anything, guys. Just let me sit down on a beanbag chair in my room, talk to a camera. Eventually, I'll come up with your next advertising. Eventually, I'll come up with your next commercial. What did I even say about? I already forgot what I said about Jersey Mike's. That's how valuable it is. It's gone like that. That's actually probably bad that I forgot about it that quickly, because then that means other people are going to forget about it even quicker. Because I'm the guy who came up with it. I should at least remember it. Oh well. I'm not hired yet. They're not paying me any money yet. I got to wait for that first check to clear before I start remembering things. Okay? That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be paying money for like a cognitive, memory therapist or something like that to help me actually remember these genius ideas I come up with. Maybe that's kind of what the podcast is. Maybe the podcast, one day I'm going to lose my memory. Kind of like in that episode of Full House. When like the fucking Olsen twins, well, I mean, they played one character, but why do I remember there being two of them in Full? I mean, they were played by the Olsen twins, but it was one character, right? There wasn't twins. It was two twins playing one character. Why am I, man? Maybe you know what? The Olsen twins, me and the Olsen twins are gonna make a Jersey Mike's ad. Jersey Mike's, you're gonna pay me $1 million for it. It's a $1 billion idea, but I'll settle for $1 million. It's $1 billion, but you can knock a couple zeros off that. Okay, I'm okay with that. Knock a couple zeros off of it. I can settle for that. It's $1 million idea. Jersey Mike's, hit my line. Olsen twins, hit my line. We're gonna make so much money. Danny DeVito is currently the face of Jersey Mike's. No, this Danny is going to be the face of Jersey Mike's next. Actually, it's going to be the Olsen twins. Me, the Olsen twins, and Jersey Mike's. Maybe Danny DeVito can have like a cameo in one of the ads or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, I really should work. I should work in freaking advertising. But you know what I refuse to do advertising for? And I'm going to say it. Rage rooms fucking suck. I've done one rage room in my entire life, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. I got bored after like 3 minutes of that shit. I was like, after 3 minutes, I was like, man, I still got, it was like a 15-minute session that I paid like almost $60 to do. The fuck? Fuck that shit. That shit was awful. I want my $60 back. It was $60. I want my $60 back. And my time back. Rage rooms, dude, rage rooms are not fun. I'm just going to say it right now. Rage rooms are like the worst thing of like this new modern era of like, and I get it. I think people, adults specifically, are like kind of tired of like everything having to revolve around drinking in terms of having fun. It's like, no, I mean, granted, I don't know if you can drink and do a rage room. I feel like that's a bit of a liability there, but you know, I think a lot of adults, you know, they want to have good, clean fun, good, sober fun. And I'm starting to get of that opinion. Oh, I think I've been of that opinion for a while now of like, I don't want to have to drink to have fun. I like to have a little drink every once in a while. Maybe I like to go to the bar. I love a good barcade. I like getting a little beer at the barcade and play some Dance Dance Revolution. Nothing beats that, but I don't want to do that all the time. I want to do other things. And you know what I'll tell you guys? I'll tell you this much, guys. Rage rooms, not worth your money. That's going to be a failing business. Escape rooms, I'll say that they're safe, but also escape rooms are not for, you got two sides of it. You got like the caveman brain, which is what the rage room is for. And then you got the big brain, which is what the escape room is for. And then I'm somewhere there in the middle of like, I don't love one, I don't love the other. And we need something, a good middle ground. You know what that good middle ground is, guys? Axe throwing. Axe throwing is fucking fun. Granted, I've never actually done true axe throwing. I've only ever done I imagine axe throwing is very fun. I've only ever done the axe throwing that you get to do at Dave & Buster's, with like the rubber axe, and it goes into that weird like cork board of nipples, and it holds it there. You know what I'm talking about, guys? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? No? Okay. Man, you know what? If you're thinking to yourself, you're bored, you know, it's a Friday night, you're like, man, maybe I'll go check out that rage room down the road. Which, by the way, there's never like a local rage room. They're always in like the weirdest fucking places. Maybe I'll go check out a rage room. Maybe I need to get my aggression out. Maybe you have anger issues or something like that. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Go axe throwing. Fuck rage rooms. Rage rooms are boring as hell. You get bored after the first few minutes. Like, honestly, 3 minutes in, you go, wow, this is kind of awful. 3 minutes in, you're like, man, I could have just gone to Goodwill and gotten a bunch of fucking, like, porcelain plates and teapots and stuff like that and just smashed them in my backyard. Also, it's like not even like the safest thing in the world. Granted, like you might think, oh, well, they give you the suit and whatnot. I know people who've gotten injured in rage rooms. I know people who've had glass shrapnel go flying into their suit and they get all cut up, all ouchied. Okay? Just go smash a bunch of shit at home. Go to Goodwill, spend a fraction of the cost. And you're probably going to spend more time smashing it. 15 minutes, bro. 15 minutes in a rage room? What am I going to smash in 15 minutes? A printer? A car? Where are they getting these cars from? It's like half the shit's already destroyed anyways. No, I want to take something that's in perfect, pristine condition, and I want to destroy it. Give me that experience. Give me the fresh rage room. Give me a rage room of like a brand new Maserati, never driven, 0 miles, and let me destroy it. That's a good rage room. That's worth $55 for 15 minutes. Not a bunch of shit that's already broken. What the hell, man? Don't go to rage rooms, guys. Go axe throwing. Go axe throwing. It's a little more objective. There's a goal. It's competitive. It's maybe a little bit more safe. I mean, granted, you're still throwing an axe at a wall. You're flinging a sharp object at something, which I think is very fun, quite frankly. So go do that instead. Go axe throwing. Let's get rid of rage rooms. Rage rooms are like yesterday's thing. It's gonna be the those like trendy ice cream places from like 2016, 2017 that do like the big milkshakes with a fucking slice of cake on top of it, which nobody ever likes, and the ice cream tastes unfathomably mid. And that cake is like a store-bought chocolate cake slice that, like, honestly, you could have gone. That's what it is. You could have gone to the grocery store and just gotten that slice of cake and eaten it, and you would have had a better time instead of paying like $30 for a monster milkshake. That's what it is. That's what a rage room is. It's the equivalent of, man, I could have done this at home. Man, I could have just gone to Goodwill, grabbed a bunch of, if you want to, smash a printer or like a computer or something like that. Hey, guess what? Most of your local thrift stores have that stuff. And guess what? You know what they also probably have? Baseball bats, golf clubs. Maybe they even have an axe. I don't know. Goodwill sells fucking anything. In fact, there was a thrift store in my area that was selling knives just in a bag. Just a bag of sharp knives. And this is also a thrift store that happened to have like children running around it. That's great. I think we need more of that in the world. A little more risk, no reward, just risk. It's good. It builds character. Make it happen. But you know what doesn't build character? Going to a rage room. In fact, if I find out that you spent money at a rage room, I respect you just ever so a little bit less. I respect you ever so just a little bit less. I go, they spent money at a rage room when they could have just gone to Goodwill and gotten all that stuff for a fraction of the cost and just smashed it in the comfort of their own home. Go into your garage, go into your backyard, go into just an empty parking lot. In fact, you'll probably send a bit of a message if you're just in an empty parking lot smashing and breaking stuff. In fact, record yourself doing it. Upload it to the internet. Somebody's going to watch it. Maybe you'll start a whole new genre of YouTube videos, and that is like making myself look insane so my neighbors don't bother me anymore. There you go. See, I need to work in advertising. I can come up with ideas. I'm the idea guy, okay? That's what they're going to hire me. They're going to have me at my own little desk with my little name tag that says Little Daniel on it, and it says CEO of Ideas. Because I'm the idea guy. I'm not the CEO of the company, but I'm the CEO of the ideas. That's right. I am the chief executive officer of the ideas. I come up with those. I come up with the ideas. That's what the C stands for. Come up with. E stands for execute. I execute the ideas. And the O stands for oh, so good. So good ideas. Dan comes up with nothing but good ideas, and he needs $1 million in his bank account right now. Jersey Mike's hit my line. You know what? Let's come up with it. Let's do it right now. Let's come up with what? Let me find one of these places that like doesn't exist. Steak and Shake? Nah, that exists. Raising Cane's. I think there's supposed to be a Cane's in my area soon. In fact, the closest Raising Cane's is like an hour and 20-minute drive, I think, from me. I think they're opening one in my area soon, hopefully, though. I want to give Raising Cane's a try, but... my phone fell. I can't think of a... Raising Cane's. What is a good marketing idea for you guys? Maybe like a boner joke? You're raising my cane? Everybody likes a good sex joke. Let's not deny it. Or everybody likes a good dirty joke, intertwined into their advertising. Something that makes the parents go, huh? When their kids are like watching the TV. Maybe we make like a boner joke out of Raising Cane's. Like, oh, you're making me raise my cane. Ha ha ha. And it's like he's got like, it's an old guy. He's just got like a chicken tender sticking out of his pants. You know? Is that pretty good? You can even make a cock joke because it's chicken. There you go. See, dude? See, you know what? Raising Cane's, my DMs are open. Raising Cane's, my Cash App is in bio. Hit my line, okay? Let's make this commercial happen. Let's film this, okay? Let's make good advertising again. Let's make advertising great again. No affiliation to Donald Trump, though, in his whole campaign and whatnot. Anyways, though, yeah, that's... You know what, guys? I think today was a productive meeting. I think we had a very productive meeting today. We came up with ideas. I marketed myself, and I came up with ideas for marketing. So, yeah, guys. And also, if you're listening to this podcast episode right now, and you heard any of these ideas and you steal them, you owe me money. If you work for these companies already and you steal my idea, you owe me money. But you can pay that money by subscribing to our Patreon, patreon.com/mytinylittle-house. I'm gonna burp mid Patreon plug. Okay. It was like a really muted burp. Patreon.com/mytinylittle-house. $5 a month. You can just pay me by just continuously subscribing to the Patreon. If you are like the CEO of Jersey Mike's, Michael himself. Is your first name Jersey? Your last name Mike? Mike, where are you even from, Jersey? Did you start there in New Jersey? I have no idea. Anyways. Yeah, you can pay me by subscribing to my Patreon, and also you will get the extra bonus content, which we are going to be over on the Patreon very, very shortly. This has been My Tiny Little House, episode number 31. Yeah, we're on episode number 31 now, guys. That's pretty awesome. Oh, we finished episode number 31. We'll be on to episode number 32 next month. I think, wait, will it be October as of next Tuesday? Let me find out. I think we'll be on the last day. Oh, last day of September. Dang it. I won't see you guys next month. I'll see you guys next week. I'm freaking stupid. I'm not funny. I'm going to quit this podcast and become a freaking advertiser guy who makes ads for people and hopefully a lot of money. That's what I'm going to do when I disappear from the internet. I'm going to go work in advertising because I come up with great ideas. I'm going to start my own businesses. And I'm going to be rolling in it like I'm Aiden Ross. I don't know what Aiden Ross does, honestly. I think he just says like racist shit on the internet. Anyways, I will see you guys next week. Or I will see you guys momentarily. If you are subscribed to the Patreon, you're going to get a little bonus. You're going to get your little bonus snippet at the end of the episode. Don't worry. But if you're not subscribed to the Patreon, then you can kick rocks. Bye.